and welcome everyone to tonight's episode of the Relics of Old. Last time around, the explorers left the town of Spielberg and began heading north in search of the Grung Encampment. A few very, very good rolls actually steered the party clear of any danger, and before long they found themselves at the edge of a large lake. Forest all around, and as it got closer, the trees died. Exploring the area around it, they discovered that the lake itself is full of a disgusting ooze and slime on the surface of it that, when touched, can provide some very unique conditions, if you will. Iso, being sort of experimental and curious in nature, decided to scoop up a little bit, and in turn came directly in contact. Decided to submerge himself in the water and noticed a few underwater creatures that he drew the attention of. Before long, continued experimentations with this water resulted in these creatures coming and attacking the party before Petunia, bravely, curiously, decided to turn into a massive version of Sahuagin, the fish monsters that were in the lake. Convincing them, through, I think, very excellent RP, that she is their god, they believed her, and immediately started to grovel and proclaim proper worship to her, making some weird alliance maybe in the process, but avoiding several encounters. The party then decided to make a raft and began cutting down trees before night fell, getting a few out of the way before Fink, on the night's watch, noticed three little frogmen jumping their direction. And that's where we begin. Everyone should be able to see a bit around the camp itself.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, out of curiosity, how many of you can see the frogs?
I can.
I can.
There's frogs?
Perfect. Yep, perfect. Okay, your vision is exactly as it should be. With that, Fink, everyone is still asleep as you notice these three frogs slowly, ribbiting and hopping their way your direction. What would you like to do?
Do they appear to be, stealthily moving our direction, or just approaching?
What is your passive perception?
I believe it is a 11.
11. They appear to try to be stealth in your direction.
They appear to be.
Okay.
They are full, semi-crouched, slow hopping your direction.
I will leave the front of my tent and just kind of go around and rouse everyone. Hey, there's frog people coming. Prepare yourselves.
All right.
It looks like
Everyone's
they're trying to hide. It's not working.
startled awake with Fink's voice, his kind of ringing out in the night. Why don't we go ahead and start by rolling initiative for everyone?
Dun, dun.
Initiative.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be a 2 for Iso.
2 for Iso. All right.
Oh, did that not work?
If Petunia is talking, I cannot hear her.
Yeah, I can't hear her either.
Nope. She's mute out there. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Working with this.
Oh, we heard that.
I think through.
Oh, that was me.
Oh.
Try turning off the headset and turning it back on.
Well,
Gotcha. Okay.
there's always got to be something, right?
Yeah, the thing is, with that computer that she's on there, there should be no excuse for it.
Right.
Well, it could
Alright.
be like the microphone or the headset, though, versus the computer.
Like I'm running Windows 95 again.
While we attempt to get that sorted. Iniara, you have just been awoken as Sphinx shouts through the night that frogs are on the way.
I will like peek out of my tent, and I assume see them.
They're over there.
Because they're fairly close. What do I got for spells again?
Yeah, they are fairly close. They are doing a very poor attempt at trying to slink in. After Sphinx shouts, they are over there. You see him kind of stand up. Rivet.
I'll just kind of like look and just like... And then I will cast Dancing Lights above each... Well, just a little bit ahead, but above them. So like...
Okay.
Here, and here-ish. Knowing that 2 of my fellow companions can't see.
So, 2 seconds while I grab a torch.
Oh! Wait, no, I want to do it a little differently. I want to do right here. I want to combine the 4 of them to make like a humanoid-ish shape.
Okay.
I'm hoping to trick them a little bit.
All right.
But still shed light. So.
Okay. Dancing Lights works as a torch, right?
Yeah, it
20 and
does.
20?
You can move the lights to speed. 4 torch-sized lights within range.
Okay.
And then I can
have given
combine them
you,
if I want, so.
Control of the Dancing Lights icon that should be on the screen right now. So it should be a lot more illuminated for Iso and Petunia.
Is that... Let me go. Let me...
Yes.
I need a measuring tool.
Okay.
Well, let me... That's 20?
Yep.
Oh, so 1 square is by 10s.
Correct.
Hmm.
Not to think that they are extremely large frogmen by any means.
Well, no. It's just because it I was trying to get at it so that with
We've
the
lost
4...
Petunia.
Oh no, I wonder if she had to reset things.
Could be.
And then as my other action, I will take a step out of my tent, and that's really about it.
Ooh, we really lost her.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Maybe there's a whole computer reset.
That could very well be. Hopefully we can get her back up and running quickly. Okay, is that everything on your turn then?
Yes, that is everything on my
Taking a step
turn.
Out of the tent, casting Dancing Lights? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So this guy, knowing that his cover is now blown, is going to move forward. You see him lick the end of his dagger and throw it towards Fink.
Oh.
I doubt it's not gonna hit Fink.
Oh shit! Natural 20.
Oh well.
I'm not supposed to get excited about that. I'm sorry, but it doesn't happen for me very often. So first thing first, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the dagger finds a slit in your armor, kind of piercing up towards your neck.
What's happening? Got me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you now.
Oh, there he is.
That's a
Not good.
7.
That's a 7. All right, you take 7 points of piercing damage as the dagger sticks in, and you kind of feel that slime ooze on your skin.
Ew, gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel very compelled at all costs to make as loud of a noise as you possibly can. For now.
Lovely.
Whether
On my turn, I'm guessing.
more or less, yes. So either you just start yelling, or everything you say is at a very loud pitch. But you need to make a very loud noise during your turn. I will let you know when that needs to stop.
Ouch.
Oh. Okay.
This one is going to make an intelligence check to determine if it thinks the dancing lights that just formed is real or not.
Yay!
You see it again lick a dagger that it kind of pulls out and stab at the lights to no effect. And it is going to burn its turn doing that. The final guy is going to move into the trees and attempt to stealth. All right. Right. Apologies again. What is everyone's passive perception? I think you said yours was an 11 earlier.
12 for ESO.
12 for ESO.
13.
13. 10. Okay. Petunia, it is now your turn as the third frog dashes behind a tree and is out of sight.
Okay. I am going to hold on.
I should
Yeah.
comment, as you see these guys hopping forward, you do notice their skin is blue with like little black spots. Kind of think like poison dart frog, but like a goblin-sized version of a poison dart frog.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame at the one closest to me, so this one right here that I can see.
Okay.
And that is a dexterity saving throw.
All right. And I got an 11 on that.
Ooh, you take damage.
Nice.
Whoa.
All right.
So you
The same jet of green fire shoots out of Petunia's hand.
and takes 4 points of
All right.
radiant damage from my
Striking
flame.
it straight in the face. Oh, my numbers didn't save. Easy enough. I can fix that. Okay. Anything else on your turn? As the green fire rushes across the frog's face, it lets out a rivet in pain.
I am going to move over here.
All right. Moving back across the campfire, further away from the encroaching enemies.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I don't have a bonus action that will work in this instance, so yeah.
All right. Fink, your turn.
Do I get to take an action, or is my action spent?
No, you can still take an action. You are just making noise as you do everything. So effectively, if a spell requires like a verbal component, you are shouting your verbal component.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna take off and start stomping through the underbrush and get this guy. Attack!
I absolutely love that Fink's battle cry is monotone.
It's pretty good.
He's not a really
All right.
loud person at baseline.
All right.
And it's a 9. And I'm
It's a
just
9
like,
to hit.
yeah, I'm just
Okay.
kind of crazed and yelling and stomping
Kind
through
of
the
swinging
underbrush.
a little wildly as you come crashing through the underbrush of this frog. And it is just as startled seeing you as you kind of like power through some bushes. It just kind of like jumps back in fright, and your hammer just misses the front of it. Oh, I like it.
I reach into my back and I pull out my ball bearings and I just shout, and I just start shaking it incessantly. And I do that
Nice.
to my next turn.
All right. Iso.
Alright. Gotcha. Here. Okay, good. So Iso being aroused a lot nicer, is a little bit more aware of what's going on. So can I see the frogs out there at all, or is it still within my little sphere of
Yeah,
light?
so so your vision represents everything you can currently see. Iniara casts some dancing lights to like kind of shed even more light in the area, knowing it's dark. So the frogs you can see, you are able to see. There is some tree cover and such like that, but I mean, more or less, they are visible.
All right, so Iso is gonna hold his hand out towards the bonfire, and he's going to call out, "Boldre, please bless us!" And I'm going to cast Bless on the party.
Oh, nice. All right. Cool.
So for Bless, whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, you can roll a d4 and add it to the attacker save.
Yep. So is that on everybody but yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So Petunia, Fink, and Iniara, you have a D4 on all of your D20 rolls, basically.
I could have used that
All
last
right.
round.
Right.
Yeah.
Not even grateful.
I mean, we're grateful.
All right.
This could have been nice sooner. No, I'm kidding.
Anything else on your turn, Iso?
And he's also going to... Gonna move. Oops, wrong one. I'm gonna move up to here. Yeah, so I'm gonna move up to the blue one right up by Fink, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Iniara, over to you.
Yep, give me 1 second to look at my dancing lights quick. The bonus action. Okay. So
I guess I should have embellished. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off here slightly. As Iso reaches forward to the fire that represents his goddess and god, each of you kind of feels the heat of the fire kind of take hold And I mean, you've noticed its warmth and everything like that, but in the moment that he calls forth to his deity, you feel like the warmth actually means something more right now for you.
Cool. Do I get that this guy probably is no longer going to be fooled by my lights? Or... I'll leave him.
Up to you.
I'll leave him for now. I'm going to do mine. I think I'm going to do my Mind Sliver on the one in front of the light, or like by the lights here.
Okay.
This guy. So I need a...
What is the range on Mind Sliver?
60 feet.
He is currently 70.
Is he?
I mean, you can move forward if you
I'm
wish.
trying. It just, I gotta move the stuff. There. Now
Okay.
he's 60.
Now he's within 60 feet. I'll allow it.
Alright. And then I will do Mind Sliver. So I need
Well,
an int.
As you can probably tell by this guy stabbing at a light figure, they're not very intelligent. And with my modifier, I got a 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty solid saving throw.
Back to that
And...
next 20 in the beginning.
Right. And then he'll take 3 points of damage, and you will need to subtract a d4 from the next saving throw it makes on its turn. Or until
Okay,
until my
apologize.
next
The
turn.
damage.
Huh?
How
3.
much damage again? Sorry, 3 points of damage.
3 points.
Okay. And a d4 from its attack rolls?
Saving
And
throws.
saving throw? Oh, just saving throws.
Just saving throws. It needs to subtract 1d4 from its next saving throw.
Gotcha.
From its next saving throw until the end of my next turn.
I'll put a little symbol on it, so hopefully I'll remember to do that. If not, I'm sure you will remind me.
I definitely
All
will.
So you move forward, send a mind dart sliver
Mind
towards the grung that is approaching. Anything else in your turn?
No. I don't think anything else is a bonus action, so...
Okay. Sounds good. We come back around to the grung. Fink, you see its little, like, suction cuppy, like, hands kind of reach forward and remove its dagger from you quick before it tries to jab yet again.
Ow!
And I'm gonna take a shot in the dark that a 7 is not gonna hit.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's a shame. Okay. Well, that's that one's turn. We move forward. This guy. It's gonna. Okay. Decides that, yep, the non-existent light figure in front of it probably is not real. And it will hop towards you, Iniara.
Uh-huh.
You see it kind of like wrap its tongue around the dagger, similar to maybe what you saw it do to Fink, and it throws the dagger at you.
That sounds about right.
All right. That is a 13 to hit.
That misses.
That misses.
I have mage armor on. I've got the
Do
spell
you?
slots. I took the spell slot.
Okay. All right. It only lasts 8 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to say otherwise?
I'll allow it. That's
I
fine.
mean, otherwise it can hit.
No, it's all right.
It's either you allow that it's still up or not. I mean, if you want, I could take another spell slot and say I did it again for the night.
Depends how uncomfortable you would have felt around the lake.
Very.
Okay. Then we'll go with you burned another spell slot.
All
just
right.
in case. And now we're covered. All right. So As you are able to dodge out of the way of the first dagger, you hear a couple tree branches move on your right. And a creature in the undergrowth comes and shoves a dagger up towards you for a 16 to hit.
Me?
You, yes. Iniara yet again.
Yeah, that one hits.
That one hits. Okay, I need a Constitution save from you as well.
Plus your D4.
Oh, yeah. Plus my D4.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got 15 plus whatever my save is. And
Okay, that'll be more than enough.
Okay.
You take 4 points of piercing damage as the dagger kind of slots into your ribs. But you notice none of the slime, it seems to all have like rested back on the cross guard, the
hilt?
The hilt. Well,
that's the cross guard, and then it's the hilt.
Yeah, right, exactly. So all of the slime seems to have like fallen backwards onto the dagger itself. It didn't come forward onto your skin or anything like that. So you take no ill effects there. We move over to Petunia.
Okay. So. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on this one over here.
Okay.
And that is. Well, let me pull it up again. Wisdom save.
I have a lot of connections issues with this site.
Well, in order to do that, I do need to move closer. I'm moving to this side. For sure, I know I need to move closer, so that is, I'm going to move there. And then cast Toll the Dead.
Okay, I apologize. Oh, there, it finally dinged for me. It is a 9 on the wisdom save.
That does not save, and since it has taken damage...
Yeah, it's a D12.
It is a D12 instead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
It is.
My favorite cantrip.
I know, I love that cantrip.
I rolled a whole 2.
A whole 2.
Whole 2.
Wow.
I'm pretty good at this.
It's 2 less health than what it had.
It is 2 less health than what I had. As my bonus action, I'm gonna reach over and touch Nara and cast. Oh, what's it called? I have to go back through all this. Healing Light, and give her 1d6 worth of healing.
All right.
Ooh, 3.
Ooh.
3.
Sweet, thank you.
Yes.
So, as she reaches over, touches you, and provides healing, Iniara, you kind of see like a flash of green, and then a die roll happens, and you see 3 dots on the face of it before it vanishes.
Ooh,
you don't know what it means. Just interesting. All right. Did you want to move any more, Petunia?
No, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
I think that's the best bet.
All right, we're back to Fink. Still shaking and rattling the ball bearings.
Okay. Did you?
Natural 20.
Nice.
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 You are still making loud noises at this point too, besides just shaking and rattling.
If I could rage.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's a 10.
A 10 damage?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that with double dice?
Yes.
All right. And with that, your hammer impacts, driving into the little froggy's head, and it just kind of goes down with the hammer strike and does not move back up.
Can I reach down and grab a dagger?
Sure. Why not?
Do I have enough time to move, though? I should probably...
Yeah, you haven't moved yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Because she's squishy. That's it.
All right, that's it. All right, we'll move over to ESO as well.
Yeah, okay.
Arrive on the scene to see all the work done.
Iso kind of looks down at the small frog with a small look of pity before he rushes forward, and he's gonna stop in front of the one that was directly out in front of Petunia, and he's gonna lift his maul up, or his warhammer up over his head, and as he brings it down, he's gonna scream, "Let's make some toad jam!"
All right.
That is a 8 to hit.
An 8 will not hit. So as your warhammer's coming down, you see it just kind of ribbit and then move out of the way as it shakes its head and leaves the warhammer range.
That's my turn.
That's your turn. All right, back over to Iniara. 2 visible frogs remaining.
I'm gonna move this over this way
Okay.
as my bonus action, and I don't like that this guy is so close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is he 5 or 10 from me?
He is within 5. He stabbed you last round.
Okay. If it says within range, does that mean it's a ranged spell attack, or?
If it asks you to make a ranged spell attack, it is.
Oh, there it says. It does say it. Well. So technically, would I be at disadvantage then with magic missile?
No, because it doesn't require an attack.
Sweet. So I guess that's what I get.
And I could ask Petunia for confirmation on that, but spell casting in melee is only if they have a feat to take a reaction on it.
Correct.
Yeah, you're good then.
Yep.
You can cast. Again, as long as it doesn't say attack roll at ranged, or like a ranged spell attack.
Yeah, this is
You're
the
good to go.
only one that doesn't say ranged spell attack, apparently.
Okay, then there you go.
So I guess I'll be doing magic missile on the guy in front of me.
All right.
Yeah, because that automatically hits. You don't have to roll.
All right.
Oh man, I need more
Thought about it.
D4s, man. How many do I got? 3? No. Yeah, 3. So 4, 1, so 5. Oh. Plus 2 is 7, plus 3, so it's 10.
10 points of damage total.
Yeah.
Okay. You see Iniara kind of take the stab, kind of look down, look very offended very briefly,
Yes, quite.
tear off a glove, extend a hand, and you see ink begin to wrap and seep out of her hand and into the air, turn into silvery bolts, and just smash this little frog, killing it.
Wait, give me a second. Because if I kill something, I think I get health if I kill it with a spell rain thingy.
A first level spell or higher, yes, you get some health back. If it's a necrotic spell, you get more.
Let me find that. Grim
Is it,
Harvest.
Spell level plus wizard level?
HP equal to twice the spell's level or 3 times if it is a necro.
Gotcha. So you regain 2 health.
Sweet! I went to the wrong thing. But yay! I get health. That's my turn.
Okay.
And that was actually exactly what I was gonna say I was gonna do, by the way, Mage.
Perfect.
You know me
I
well.
you. Yeah. All right. That's Iniara's turn.
Yep, that's my turn.
Perfect. That froggy's dead. This one, a little bit dazed and confused, seeing a giant turtle like rush up to it. It dances out of the way of your hammer blow the last round. It doesn't have a dagger, so it attempts to just touch you, Iso. And unless a 5 makes it past your AC, which I would be very surprised, you're able to just kind of dodge out of its froggy little hand, not coming in contact with any of its slime.
Bad touch! And I'll knock his hand out of the way with my shield.
Nice. All right.
You do not have consent.
2 seconds while I set something up real quick.
Is that concerning for us? Set something up, or
No,
not at all. Okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
Is it the 17 other frogs? It's the 17 other frogs.
Well, it's not 17 of them, but Petunia, your turn. Petunia?
So did we lose?
Sorry, there's children very
right.
much yelling, and they're on the phone trying to get them to go to the other room really quick.
Oh, no worries.
Gotcha.
Screaming. So that was
Totally know that one.
there's more crying. Besides that, I will be, oh boy, casting Toll the Dead on the one in front of Iso.
Okay. Ouch. I still am affected by Mind Sliver, correct?
No. Sorry.
Oh,
It was to the end of my last turn.
gotcha. Well, thankfully, good.
Oh, damn.
Because I'm totally going to save now with a 7.
Oh, okay.
It would have been a 3 otherwise.
Yeah, you totally did not save for the whole
Yeah,
2
no,
points.
that's been really bad. Oh, another 2 points. Not bad.
Another. So both of my D12s from the dollar store collection apparently roll 2s.
Hey, at least they're consistent.
They're consistent.
You know, you've got that going for you. As soon as it allows me to actually do things in Roll20 again, I will gladly update its health.
Perfect. I'm gonna move right there as well.
Okay, finally let me do something. Okay, 2 points of damage. Perfect. Necrotic. As you all kind of hear a clank, 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 and the frog's one eye kind of bulges a bit and goes all bloodshot.
Yeah, if you've ever heard a bell choir at church, yeah, kind of like that.
Think, even above your shaking, rattling, kind of stomping around, you hear the sounds of a couple more ribbit from the forest behind you.
I will start yelling. Still yelling.
As coming into view are 2 more that kind of run up to the campfire light, kind of looking very intent as to who's making all this racket. And that is the entirety of their turn as they enter the camp. Back over to Fink. Still shaking, still stomping around.
I'll move here and I'll smack it.
Okay.
$21.
21, that will definitely hit.
Yeah, will 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. All right. Gotcha. That guy, that frog is looking very hurt. Very hurt. There is a lot of like bluish red blood kind of running down its side, kind of mixing in with its own like blue slime.
Ew.
Yuck.
All right. So kind of crashing over that direction and smashing it with your hammer. Anything else?
I will shout as loud as I can. There's 2 more behind us! That direction!
Iso,
Yeah, that would be it.
with a deafening shout just to your right, what would you like to do?
Iso is going to turn around and seeing the two that have just approached, he is going to call out in Aquan, but being that we're above water, I imagine it just kind of sounds like horrible screeching and shrilling.
Yeah, I would kind of equate that to like the mermaid's egg from Harry Potter 4, where it's just like screech and screams that make no sense.
Oh, you called it right out. I was going to say a certain wizard franchise, but yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think we're okay to mention the name of it.
But he's going to call up to them, all right, you two, lay down your arms before you end up like your friends over here. And that will be my turn.
All right. Everybody takes 1d6 psychic damage. No, I'm kidding.
From just how damn cool he is.
How awful that sounds as he so shrieks into the night. All right. Is that what are you gonna do anything else, or are you just gonna call out into the night?
He's just gonna call out to them in Aquan and see what their next move is.
Okay. Gotcha. Iniara.
Yep. I'm going to take my little ball of light and move it in front of one of the guy's faces, like right in front of his face.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then I will mind sliver that one as well.
The same one?
Yeah.
I cannot roll. Other than the first roll tonight, it's been awful. 9.
Yeah, that fails.
It does.
He takes a whopping 1 point.
Hey, 1 point of damage.
But he's now damaged, and now this is where the 1d4 is, by the way.
Yep. Okay, and that's till the end of your next turn.
End of my next turn, yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Again, send out that little sliver and impale his mind, convincing him that he's terrible at saving throws now.
I'm gonna back up, and then that's it.
Convincing me I'm terrible at them? I don't know which.
Yes.
About the same, really.
Yeah, about. So I don't know if it just says from subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn. So it's just one. It's not like all of them if more than one happens.
Sure. Just the very next one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The blue frog in front of you, Iso, after you shriek into the night, kind of cocks its head just a little bit, and then darts a hand out towards Petunia. All right, gonna really hope here. That is a total of 17 to touch you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I need a Constitution save as slime makes contact with your skin.
Oh boy. 7.
7? You kind of now get the feeling, you understand why Fink is making all this noise. It just makes sense. Like, it's the right thing to do right now.
Time to make noise.
Oddly enough, Petunia, you're up next.
Oh boy.
The frog also sticks its tongue out at you, Iso. Just a little.
The one in front of Iso, correct? Did that to me?
The one in front of him, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead again. I grabbed some new D12.
Hey, nice. All right.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I need to grab a new D20. That's a 10.
Ooh, yeah, that didn't save.
No, it did not.
Ooh, I got a 4 this time. But also when they don't save, they can't take reaction. That is something I was reading.
Oh.
Right?
Good
no,
to know.
that's a different. Nope, that was a different spell.
Different spell.
That was a different spell I was reading as I pulled it back up. Nope, wrong
right.
necrotic spell.
So again, you kind of clang. You see that same eye that kind of had swelled already just goes, and he kind of twitches and then drops. His tongue kind of still flopped out just a little bit. Would you like to move?
Yes, I would actually. I would like to move right next to the fire.
Okay.
That is where I will stay.
Gotcha.
I don't really have a bonus action. Useful. Perfect.
All right. All right. You see, as you kind of move towards the fire, Petunia, you see the one on the left kind of crouch down a bit, and you just see him take off into the air, landing on, or attempting to, land on and grapple Iso. And that is a 16 to attempt that.
We try an actual grapple?
Yes, so it is going to like leap and try to grab onto you.
Let me roll my athletics. Ooh, that's a natural 19 for a 22.
Oh, no. All right, and kind of just instinctively, you throw your shield back, and you hear it get a nice, like, wet smack as it hits the frog off to the side, away from you. This one moves forward slightly, dazed from the lights in its eyes. The roar of the fire kind of takes off, and it just looks kind of stunned. It doesn't look like it can see anything at this moment. It's just kind of blindly walking slowly forward, just missing the fire. Think. You don't feel compelled to make very loud noises at the moment. You're kind of wondering why you're still shaking the ball bearings, and just kind of look and slowly drop them.
I would like to cast bonfire right here.
Dang it. What is with this? I'm sorry, can you, the upper frog or the lower frog?
Lower.
Lower? Okay. Draw.
Actually. Yeah, everybody else has range stuff too. Yeah, the lower.
Beautifully crafted little bonfire there. I got a whopping 11 on my dex save.
Awesome.
I like these dice right now.
I feel like I should be disappointed because I'm rolling so lowly, but you guys are doing so great. It's just...
We are.
And nobody feels bad for the bad guys, you know? It's part of D&D. The heroes 5 points of damage?
Mm-hmm. Fire damage.
Nice. Ooh. And that one, having been smacked by Iso, and you just kind of light a fire right up, right as it lands into the ground, you just hear as like half of its body starts to burn.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna move
Okay.
here, and then I'll try and like be quiet, sort of thing.
All right.
See if that helps or not. I don't know.
All right. Sounds good. You can certainly try, and we'll see how this goes. If you kind of like jump to try to make that happen, because Petunia is quite a bit taller. Iso.
Like 9 feet, isn't that right?
8 or 9, yeah. Petunia's big.
Yeah, Petunia is big.
So Iso, seeing that these frogs did not heed his words earlier, kind of hangs his head a little bit in size. Well, they never learn. And he will rush up to the frog on this side of the bonfire by Petunia.
Okay.
And as he towers over this frog, he's going to shout out to him, "Remember, you brought this on you!" And he's going to attack him.
All right.
With a 13.
All right. I will actually state, because he is dazed and can't really see what's going on, you have advantage.
Yes.
All right, I'll take it. 14 to hit.
All right, both would have hit, but just in case, yeah.
Right. Thank you. And that is 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. All right. This one appears to have been quite a bit weaker in constitution. Is that just kind of, you smack down with your hammer and it just crumples under it. Dead.
Iso will pull the warhammer back up out of the acre.
And you do notice there is a bit of slimy residue on the end of it.
Yep, and that will be his turn.
Okay. Iniara.
He is 10 feet, right?
Yeah, technically. Which I know this 10-foot square is, it's confusing.
Yeah, I'm moving. And then I will Mind Sliver on this one.
The remaining one?
Yeah, there's only one, I guess. You're right.
Hey, 16! Oh, wait, no, that's bad. I actually rolled above 10.
You rolled above 10, yeah.
For the first time in a while.
Yeah, it's fine. That misses, so, I mean.
All right. Anything else?
Nope. Nope, that's it then on my part.
All right. Start of that guy's turn. Does another 11 succeed on the dex save? Nope.
Oh.
I didn't think a second one would, but you never know. Maybe you have, an adjustable spell DC dependent on if it's already a flaming frog or not.
Right. How about 6 points of damage this time?
All right. And that shall be enough as the frog caught in the fire stays put and begins to burn. And with that, the crackle of both fires continuing to go. The night air mostly quiet, save for a muffled Petunia, who is currently...
I lost Mage. Oh, I lost everybody but music.
Hey,
Ah.
Be quiet. Hush.
All right, so I lost sound for quite a bit there.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
What
what?
part did you miss?
They're dead.
Right after they
and
died, pretty
I'm
much.
still yelling.
Gotcha. So right after they died, the night air kind of grew still, except for the muffled shouts of Petunia. Iso tried to berate her and tell her to quiet down. Does not seem to come to much of an effect. A few moments pass before that urge eases,
Okay.
and her muffled shouting stops.
Finally. By the way,
Yeah.
Fink, might I just say, wonderful way of waking someone up. I was not blinded or set on fire or frozen. That was just right.
So picky.
cheers to that. I know how I like to be woken up in the mornings. I figured I'd do the courtesy to others.
As long as it's not a cold bucket of water, I'm okay.
Now we know.
Danger.
Shall we just burn the rest of these carcasses?
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Kind of adventurers.
Well, I was gonna say,
Ooh.
what?
I was just gonna. So the one where the eye exploded.
Yep.
Is there any chance I could go over and try to like scrape some of the goo off of it with one of my daggers into a flask or a vial? Because I don't think we have blue yet. We had yellow and.
Gotcha. So you're hoping to get some of the slime directly? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, off the frog. I have a flask and I have an extra dagger I can use, so I don't have to touch anything.
All right. I'll allow that. So you kind of take a little bit and just kind of scrape some of the liquid that is kind of clinging to the frog's skin.
The mucus.
Yeah, mucus. That's the term I wanted.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia, you're tall for Fearbulb, right?
No, I am actually extremely short.
Or you're short for a Fearbulb. Okay.
I am only 6'6".
You are extremely short for a Fearbulb.
I am extremely. I am on the bottom, the very bottom of the scale.
TM, do you remember what color was the slime that I collected back at the lakeshore?
I do. Do you pull it out now?
No, I was just wondering because I have vial of slime, but I didn't note if it was a specific color.
Okay. Fair enough.
I might have that written down.
Yeah, I know one of them was yellow, and I think one was red, but I'm not sure.
Sounds accurate.
I
Fine, I pull them out. What color are they?
want to take my note and compare it to their ooze.
All right. Iso, you pull out your vial, and as you kind of examine it, it's orange, or orange tinted. Iniara, you pull yours out, and as it kind of sits and settles a little bit, it's gold.
Okay, mine's gold.
For now.
Alright. Wrong attack in the night. Let's get that in the notes quick.
That certainly is most curious. Slime collected from the same places all seems to have different colors. Did you notice that?
I do.
So Iniara, as you
now?
you kind of continue to hold yours up and kind of examine it, you see the color slowly shift and fade to green.
Well, mine's green now.
It oxidized.
Copper.
Pile of grung slime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And as you guys kind of continue to watch them, you see them shift between 6 different colors over the course of maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Going
Including
from
the
green to
blue one?
blue to purple to red to orange to gold.
Green, blue, red,
Purple, orange, and gold.
purple, orange, gold. That took up a lot of space in my notes, but okay.
I'll start helping Fink gather up the bodies to throw on her bonfire.
Don't touch the slime!
Yes.
Sorry. I don't necessarily recommend touching the slimy part.
We've been touching everything since we got here. I don't think we have much choice. I mean, where is there not slime? And he kind of gestures out towards all the slime.
There's not slime here as I prestidigitate a place clean. Oh, I could just clean the bodies before we move them. I want to do that.
Okay. With a wave of your hand, you're able to easily cast prestidigitation.
At least touch in that spot.
Clean
Don't touch in the other
bodies
spot.
off.
I don't trust the slime. We're not supposed to let these things touch us, right? That's what... Was it Sergey? Was that his name?
Yeah, Sergey the Guildmaster.
Sergey said not to let them touch us. So, like, let's not touch them in return.
I'm with NER here.
I 100% agree. It's why
I mean, it licked its dagger, got it all gross, and then hit us, and then you guys did some weird stuff, like making noise.
Yeah,
Oh,
I totally could not yell.
No, had to make noise.
Blue makes noise. I'm gonna write that down.
And I don't even know why. Still don't know why.
Perhaps it is something akin to me wanting to take a swim, though not really wanting to go in the water.
That could be too.
Ah, so that wasn't just your thing that you do around water.
I mean, I like water as much as the next turtle, but it wasn't my first thought to dive into that goo.
It looked a
Although
little
under
weird.
the goo, it was rather lovely.
I sure was rather lovely.
No.
Claire.
Shall we try and get some rest now?
I think that's
I
good.
need to relax.
That's not a bad
I'm a little
idea.
tapped out now.
Just a little.
I think my alarm is still up, so.
Yeah, fair point. As the grunt from behind it entered, that's what triggered your knowledge of them on that side of the camp. That's why you knew, because I remembered you had alarm up.
That's fair.
I remembered this was going. Totally.
Right, 100%. All right,
I'll just
so
reset it or something then.
sure.
They didn't have
Easy
any
enough.
pouches or anything. They were just naked grung, right?
They had their daggers, and that was it.
Okay.
But yeah, they were
I got
just
one.
naked little frogmen, technically.
Okay.
I mean, as much as a frog is naked, you know. They don't normally wear clothing, so.
Making sure there wasn't like a belt or something, you know.
Nope. None that you see as you guys kind of look over the bodies.
Up to it. Come on.
No exciting loot is what I should state.
Come on. You can't. Come here then. Junia's got her fluffy. I'll have my fluffy.
Yes, my fluffy has been asking for attention and sitting, watching me, and finally couldn't handle it and jumped to my lap.
All
Yeah.
right.
But he's going to be very upset because this might be a good time for me to put the little down.
I'm gonna say
yeah,
it's-
no, this actually works as a great spot. As everyone finds themselves back into their tents for the night, we'll take a quick break. Welcome back, everybody. We just finished up the opening encounter here with the Grub. The group finds themselves at the pretty much still the beginning of the night, having just completed the first section of their watches, settling back into their camp. resting up after a fight. Who, after Finks, who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay. So Fink walks over, shakes your tent a little bit, rustles it awake, and you begin your watch. Why don't you roll me a perception check?
Let's see. 14 plus what? 3? 3. Yes,
Okay.
17.
17? All right. You sit examining the forest surroundings around you. Looking down in the night itself and examining your tattoos. Watching the ink swirl across your skin as it holds all of your arcane secrets. Studying and trying to pick out where the next one will take place and where you're going to put it. You hear some branches break far off into the night, but not much more than that, as your watch does come to an end. Very quiet, filled with contemplation.
Yep. Wake up whoever's next. I assume we had this order before we took watch, but
Presumably.
Last,
And
yeah.
now we're down to the 2 blind people.
right?
Yeah. I'll take the last one. I'll be the blind one to wake up.
So ESO next then?
I suppose.
All right. Before long, after the fight seems to pass much quicker than your old, tired bones would like, you hear Iniara coming towards your tent to wake. Well, I guess you don't hear all that because you're technically asleep.
Right.
Before long, Iniara is at your tent, waking you for your shift on the watch. Do you, by chance, wake him with fire, with light?
Yeah, no, just like, I don't know if I would necessarily even touch him, just more of, call out his name nicely.
Just to let you know, he doesn't have a tent. It's just a blanket on the ground. He's laying on it, but all of his limbs are tucked in.
Nice.
So no tent.
Nice.
I'd probably, if he doesn't wake up after a couple of times of calling his name, then I would, like, gently
Knock on
shake
his
him.
shell?
I wasn't gonna knock on the shell, but now that sounds fun, but... No, like a gentle, like... Wake him gently. Like how I would expect to be woken.
He's an old man. Be nice to him.
All right.
Who's there?
It's, your turn for watch. Feel free to wake up Petunia. Well, I mean, not feel free. Wake up Petunia however you want. When you're done.
Oh, I'll take my watch and contemplate that very thing. Thank you, my dear. Enjoy your rest.
Great.
And he'll stand up, and as he does, like, it sounds horrible. All of his joints kind of just pop and crack as he gets up, and he's gonna go and try and find a really soft place to go and sit down and take his watch.
Okay. You find one not too far away, actually, kind of along the path that Fink had made previously as he crashed through the forest towards the initial grung. Some of the bushes had kind of broken in nice little ways that actually created sort of a chair out of the remains of them. And so you kind of nestle in, kind of sit down, and begin thinking of how you'll take your revenge on Petunia. Why don't you roll me a wisdom or a perception check?
One perception check coming up. That is a total of 4.
Total of 4.
Total of 4.
You are kind of lost in your thoughts, kind of really thinking on, well, I mean, you do have your passive here, but really thinking on the fact that How am I going to do that? The crackle of the fire drowns out most other things in the area as you sit contemplatively just on the edge of the firelight during your watch. And then you get up and head towards Petunia.
He is going to go over towards her tent.
Does Petunia have a tent, or is Petunia also?
You're muted.
No, I just have a blanket on the ground. I don't have a tent.
Alright, so just me and Fink have tents.
Only those from the Underdark are spoiled enough to have a tent.
Apparently.
So, boy, this would be interesting. He's gonna try and sneak over to her, so if you would like, I'll first roll a stealth check.
Alright, you can certainly try.
13.
Alright.
I'm asleep.
As you kind of slowly step, you think you feel pretty stealthy right now. Like in your mind, you're not making very much noise.
Alright, so focus. And he's going to slowly pull on those ropes again until one of the bags comes to the front. He's going to rummage around and he's going to grab those manacles and he's going to try and place them gently around her ankles.
Gotcha. Why don't you roll me a sleight of hand check? Just to see if you're able to do it without disturbing.
Ooh, natural 19 minus 1 for 18.
Oh, yeah.
No problem. Just as you are stealthy walking up to her, you slowly pull out the manacles, very careful not to make them clank or anything. And slowly with a soft click, click, they're in place.
Okay, he's gonna reach up to her and start shaking her awake. Petunia! Petunia, wake up! Wake up! Come on, the frogs are back, come on, get up!
Okay, well, I will attempt to stand up. I mean, I'm awake.
Alright. You attempt to stand up, you find that your ankles are bound. Why don't you roll me a dexterity save to avoid face planting?
Ooh, I got a... Hold on. Ooh, 16.
16. All right. Yeah, you kind of wobble about a bit as you very shakily get to your feet, but you're there and you look down and there are manacles kind of strapped to you or closed around your legs. Surprisingly, they fit.
Well, I am small for wolves. I mean,
True, but still.
So do they look? These are the ones he put on the Sahuagin that I questioned and very closely examined.
Why don't you roll a perception check?
Oh boy. Oh, that's not bad. A 15.
15? Yeah. Oddly enough, these look very similar to the ones you used late yesterday.
What happened? Did they lock me up, or did they steal from you and put these on me?
When she stands up, Iso's face kind of brightens, but as she catches herself, there's that one moment of just slight disappointment that crosses his face before he catches himself and he's like, just a bit of good sport, my dear. I mean, you have to have seen a little bit of a practical joke coming. I mean, you did blind me and set me on fire. But I have to say, damn your luck.
I didn't do it. Yeah?
I know. Well, let us just call this a even playing field now.
I think that's a good idea, and I reach out to shake his hand.
he'll reach forward and shake her hand. Well, anyway, it is your turn for watch. Oh, where did I put that key? As he kind of looks at her coyly as he pats his shell. Ah, here it is, and then he'll reach down, unlock the manacles. Good luck, may it be uneventful, and he'll wander over to his blanket and settle in.
Thank you.
All right. So with
Right.
that, you begin your watch. If you could roll me a perception check.
Ooh, not as good. So I got a 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Good enough. Good enough.
Better than Iso.
So, as your watch begins to set in, kind of deal, the fire itself begins to die down as it's been going most of the night. Dawn still hasn't quite broken for the day, but in the waning firelight, you begin to notice that a couple of your four-leaf clovers have started to turn gold. Just kind of from the inside, like the edges are still tipped in green, but the very center is kind of poking forward gold.
Okay. Just the four-leaf ones, not any of the other ones?
Just the four-leaf ones.
Okay. Interesting. And
A
as
noise. Yep.
I'm looking at them, so I would be looking down, examining them.
Right. As you're doing such, a noise far off into the forest kind of catches your attention. It is a crashing sound of something kind of tearing through the woods. You kind of snap that direction just for a brief moment out of reflex, and you see a creature who... You don't really see a creature, you see a shadow move a good ways out into the forest. Kind of just see like a black shape move across.
It's Bigfoot.
Probably a good 10 feet in size for sure, if not taller than that. Very long, very tall. As it just kind of crashes through and continues on through the night.
Towards us, or like
No,
just
away from you
parallel?
guys.
Away from us.
Away. So it's kind of crashing and then kind of turns and goes.
Okay.
But you notice something, or the shape that's moving seems very tall, yet very long.
And it was heading which direction?
I would say more or less back towards the farms, but that's still a good ways out.
Okay. I'm gonna sit quietly, and hopefully it doesn't notice me or my friend. And our fire's almost out, so if anything, I'll put out the fire. I'll like cover it.
Okay. Easy enough. There's enough dirt and everything else nearby. You're able to kind of quickly smother the fire, dousing any light that you had, but providing potential safety.
Mm-hmm.
It's not much longer after that, maybe another half hour before you start to see the first rays of daylight break the surface of the horizon. A little bit longer passes, and you've run to the end of your watch.
I wake everyone up with, I survived, I survived, I survived.
DM, being as I only need 4 hours,
Yeah.
I'd probably just stay in my tent and maybe write a couple letters or like a journal of
Sure.
sorts, and then probably
Okay.
more contemplating or whatever.
Yeah, that works for me. Easy enough. All right. Donna's broken. Petunia is more than thankful that she has lived through her watch. Previous night, you guys had been cutting down some trees to make a raft. Would you like to continue doing that in the morning?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. You currently have you currently have 3 good-sized logs that would make up part of the raft. You think maybe with the size of the group remaining, you might need 3 to 4 more of them to make a suitable raft for all of you.
Okay.
So if I could get, presumably Fink and Iso are going to work in tandem on this again. So Iso, if I could get another strength check as you attempt to fell some trees that have been carved into with Fink's tools.
Isu. Natural 1.
Oh,
4.
no. All right. This doesn't go quite as smoothly as it had previously, and you're not sure if it's the shakeup during the night or what, or some other trick being played on you. Your hammer, you go to like smack into the first one, and you kind of just like rip a hole into the tree, tearing a good sizable chunk out of it as your hammer smacks in, and like still phenomenal amount of power behind it, but not enough to actually topple the tree.
Brett gonna turn to the rest of the party. You know, next time we're buying an axe.
This might be a lot easier.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my goodness! How many
I think
more
you would do
trees
something
do we?
like that. Hold on. Nope, that must have been a different artificer I made. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay. So for the purposes of your raft, you will have a slight hole in one of the logs, but you were able to fell the remaining trees without too much issue. So you're not sure how much this is going to affect your craft as you set it out onto the water.
Best we can do under the circumstances.
I mean, we could just make the hole, make sure it's up a little bit more versus in the water.
Yeah,
Let me.
that should work.
We could turn it into a swimming pool dive off, fishing hole.
Do you have fishing line?
No.
Right. Anyway, I have the rope if we want to start lashing this together.
Yeah, I'll go help.
Yep. I can
Tie some knots.
hold the rope so you can tie. I'm not strong enough to move one of these logs.
I probably can't either, but I can tie a rope.
I can.
See?
You can tie a bow around my finger.
Why
There
do
we
I
go.
get the impression you're always going to take the clean jobs, Iniara?
See, this is more than just it being dirty. Look at this. There's nothing here.
Hold on. I think I got this. And I start waving my hands over the bit in the raft that's got the hole and cast mending.
There you go. All right. And oddly enough, as Fink is doing this with his hands, you see little bits go pop, 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 as the wood kind of fills back in. It's all the same exact pattern. It's just kind of generic wood. There's not any, striations or anything that would normally have been there in the tree itself. And as Fink finishes, there's no bark on the top. It's just more wood that kind of fills out level. And it's all just kind of the same pattern all the way up. But the hole is mended. Takes a few minutes.
Are you telling me you could have grown us trees to get across instead of making me beat down trees with a hammer?
Doesn't quite work that way. It's more like fixing little boo-boos.
Oh, well, okay, that's a different story then. All right, well, heave-ho, and he'll lift up the log so that someone can start lashing them together.
Okay. Who would like to do that? I will need a dexterity check from that individual.
I will try lashing them together. I can do that.
Okay. Sure.
Here, hold the rope.
A dexterity is 15.
15. Oh yeah, more than enough. As you kind of weave the rope back and forth over top of the logs, kind of in and out, kind of figure-eighting it as you go, you feel very certain that this is a secure knot, that this is well bound, and you don't think you'll have very many issues on the water.
I did have to build a hut in the woods once, so...
Yeah, that knowledge assists you greatly.
I did.
Looks wonderful. Now do the other side.
I go to the other side.
It takes a little bit, but you are able to lash that end as well, just as effectively, feeling quite secure in your raft.
Nice. It's sturdy. I think it'll hold us. I mean, I'm small, so...
So I'm assuming that we started assembling this raft at the beach and not in the middle of the woods?
I would like to make that assumption as well.
Okay. Like, I'm just imagining, like, we built this raft in the middle of the
You
forest,
guys
and I'm
would
like,
have logically
shit.
done that.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have assembled it like in the middle of your camp and went, right, we gotta break this 300 feet, you know. Like, no, you would have brought the logs over towards the beach itself, or like the dirty shoreline, before doing any of this, so that you're not dragging a full raft well over land.
Out of curiosity, when I was underwater, could I approximate maybe the depth, or did it essentially descend to like the dark blue where you can't see the bottom for this lake?
It actually was very clear once you had got under that like layer of slime. And why don't you roll me a quick intelligence check just to see if you could kind of remember, like, approximate it in that time.
Nope.
It seemed kind of deep. Definitely more than like 30 feet for sure. You don't know how much further than that without really taking some time to examine it. But you do feel like there was some good depth to the lake.
Okay. Well, I suppose now we need to figure out some sort of propulsion across the lake.
Yeah. I don't really have a way of getting us across the lake.
And I believe the water might be too deep to stick a pole down into and push ourselves along. We might have to try and fashion ourselves some oars.
That sounds...
Unless one of us wants to hang off the back and start kicking.
Nope. I'm quite all right. Yeah, we're gonna have to fashion ourselves some oars or something, 'cause I don't have anything that would be useful as oars.
Yeah. I don't... Nope.
Yeah, paper isn't a good paddle, so I think we should probably do that. How? Don't know.
That is a very good question.
Think if he might know. Does he have anything in his bag of tricks?
I think we'll be back in a second.
He's just kind of spacing out over there.
Yeah, you don't see, like, Fink is just kind of like very stiff at the moment in his stone suit of armor. You don't see much movement, and the eyes are kind of just staring ahead as though, yeah, it's kind of clocked out for the moment. And we'll be back shortly.
Mhm.
You might think this is part of the spell preparation process for the day.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
As Fink is just kind of running through everything in his mind right now of what to use for the day. But that's not how artificers work, so.
Yeah.
Fink, you slowly start blinking and realize that Iso has been talking a little bit, and in your spell prep and trying to run through all of the arcane formulas in your mind, you realize that you didn't hear a single thing he said.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I'm reflecting internally.
Well, that explains it. No, I was wondering, do you have anything in your little bag of tricks that might be able to help us propel across the water? That's not a very reassuring face.
To be fair, I don't think we can see Fink's face.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think we've
that is
ever
even
seen
better.
Fink's face.
It's even better with the war cry being monotone.
Right.
Like, that's flutter equipment.
I don't think I do. You could always use your shield as a paddle.
Yes, but then I'm doing all the rowing.
Well, my other suggestion was you could go under the water and push us.
Again, I'm doing all of the rowing.
I mean, given the situation, I don't know if any of the rest of us can do much here. This is not my element.
Oh. You
We could try and
all owe
match
me
it.
a favor.
And if we want, we can get the really long stick that might be long enough to, like... But
Well, when I was down there, it looked pretty deep.
they said the really long stick.
That's a tree.
If we hadn't been to the
Alright,
hole,
let's
we
grab a
could've
tree
gotten
and
it.
just, like... I mean, someone should have a knife. Let's just, you know, get a long bit of our raft here and just... That's all I got. This is not my forte. Nature is
Yeah.
not my forte.
Rowing
No.
across a slime-covered lake is not in your forte. I'm surprised.
As she prestidigitates another place that got a little bit too dirty near it. No, I'm kidding. Nature
So-
coming for me.
I mean, is there a tree that looks like it would make a good paddle?
Why don't you roll me a perception check?
It's hard.
Is there
I'm
like a
looking
large
for-
piece of bark that's like sturdy enough we could?
I was
I
looking
mean,
for.
you're in a forest. I mean, there are a lot of different kinds of trees. You know, give yourself 10 minutes. You could probably find just about any type.
It's gonna take me a while
Let's
because I rolled a 3. But I'm looking for a skinnier tree with a lot of leaves on top so that I can kind of like rake across the slime to push us through the lake, kind of.
Okay.
I don't know how to carve or whittle a paddle.
Sure. Yeah, I think given a little bit of time, you'd be able to find a sapling, more or less, that would fit that kind of bill. A little, I don't know, maybe
Rex,
you
are
know, an inch or two
Yeah.
across kind of thing, and it's got a nice
Enough leaves to
bush
like
of
groom.
leaves and kind of things like that. So you feel like as a makeshift paddle, it could probably work.
Someone have any sharp objects? We should take this tree.
The axe conundrum.
Fell the
It
tree
is.
with a warhammer. No, I'm afraid I don't have anything sharp, my dear.
I've got the dagger, I think.
I got a
think.
sickle. We can try hacking it with that.
I don't even know if I have a dagger. What we got for...
Always.
I've
try
got
to-
I got mason tools, so
Nope.
I think I got like a sledge and a hammer.
Well, I've got this
Yeah.
fist, and I pull out my rapier. I don't have a dagger. I can poke it.
You could definitely fence that tree, but that's about it.
On guard.
I'll take out my sickle. I'll try to hack it.
All right. Taking a little bit of time, you are able to actually kind of like hack through the like inch and a half of tree. It doesn't take you real long. I mean, it's not real thick, but you find yourself a paddle, a couple feet long, and should allow you to kind of almost stand and maybe row.
I'm just waiting for our first attempt, and the leaves just kind of go like, and then we're just using a stick.
Eaten by the lake, and it's just dead.
Should we bring a backup paddle? Emergency paddle?
I want to find like a large, thick chunk of bark that looks sturdy that we could use as a paddle. Like, and I mean large, so that we're like double hand have to.
Well, that's really in your favor. Yeah, actually, it doesn't take real long for you, as it seems someone's luck seems to rub off just a little bit, and you kind of wander. You just kind of have a feeling, and you wander off to the left, off of the beach, and walk maybe 35 feet or 40 feet or so straight into the trees, like beelining it right this way. And you look off to your right, and lo and behold, there is a nice large chunk of bark that seems to have recently fallen off of a tree.
I'm going to gingerly take it and slowly drag it. I got an 8 strength, so how big is it actually?
I would say about 3.5 feet long, or like tall,
okay,
and like 1.5 feet wide.
How heavy is it?
It's wood.
Oh, nice.
So decently so.
I would say it could be heavy.
It takes you a bit of effort, but you can drag it. I mean,
do I drag it or do I pick it up? I was trying to figure if I could pick it up.
You would drag it.
Okay.
But in doing so, you do feel like it's a sturdy chunk of bark. It doesn't seem like it would break very easily.
I imagine this is probably a very interesting sight for everyone to see. She's just kind of very dainty, like you can tell she does not want to be touching this as she's dragging it. Probably.
You're doing a good job, Iniara.
You can do it.
Okay, well, I think we've got everything we need.
I was gonna say I think this might work, but I lack not quite the constitution to be able to pick this up more.
All right.
But look, I found something.
It's helpful.
It's a very lovely piece of bark.
Yeah, but I think so. If we use this, and I'll use the motions as if I had it to roll. And there is no holes in it like a branch has. And
Well, I could certainly use it.
if not, we just drop it in the lake and then we don't have to take care of it, right? It's wood, it's organic, and it'll do nature's course.
I agree. Okay, we've got our paddles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think we're ready.
All right. Eso, being one of the stronger ones in the group, probably with the assistance of Fink, you're able to kind of get underneath the raft just a bit and kind of push it out into the water without needing to stand in the water.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
You kind of leave it just a little bit on the shore, kind of knowing how, wood drifts, especially with your turtle background, allowing everyone to kind of pile on before, kind of kicking off of the shore and getting onto the water proper. Who or whom will be doing the rowing?
I'll be on one side.
All right.
I mean, I can be on the other side.
Sure.
I think I might be pretty equal in strength with everyone else.
Well, I've got
All
an
right.
8, so.
Yeah, no, I'll take it. I got the big branch. I got the tree.
Y'all can tell that these are very thin and scrawny arms underneath my gloves.
Oh, very. All right. With the two of you paddling in tandem, you seem to zip across the lake. You had a slow start at first, but as soon as you kind of got past the shore, maybe a good 20 feet out, you really started to pick up speed and go. And before long, you find yourself presumably coming to towards the shoreline of the wooden palisaded area. Unless you're choosing to go somewhere else.
Oh.
We've come this far.
All right. And before long, this should flip over for you guys.
Yeah.
You find yourself as you're getting closer and closer to the land, even though your attempts at rowing maintained, you notice your speed starts to sharply decline and go back to almost the same way it was as you were leaving shore the first time.
Does it seem like the slime is thicker here or something?
You kind of look over and looks about the same. I mean, as you were kind of coasting over the water and everything like that, there doesn't seem to be a change in consistency or viscosity. Seems to be the same slime it was on the other part of the lake.
Can I do a detect magic?
Sure, certainly.
So I'm gonna do that, and that's 30 feet around me.
Yep. You cast detect magic, and kind of then take a moment and really drink in your surroundings. Nothing appears to be magical. Nothing beyond what you guys are already familiar with that you have on your persons.
Well, this
Do
doesn't
you think
seem
them weird fish thingies were helping us across? The
or are
swirly.
they impeding us now?
Oh.
I mean, they would have been impeding us as we left the shore then too. It seems about the same.
Well, it's not magical.
No,
You know,
that's.
we're not being
I
slowed
think
down.
I think you made an impression on them.
A little bit of a big impression.
Yeah.
A little bit of a pick, yes.
It was an accident.
Happy accident.
I like those.
Yes.
I keep paddling after I don't have any magic pings.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys feel like at this point this is all under your own power again, for whatever reason. That maybe you're just getting tired as you're getting to this end of the lake. I mean, it has been a good quarter mile or so, and you're not used to doing this kind of activity. But before long, you're able to kind of beach up just outside of the other encampment, or outside of the encampment, I guess. Kind of blocking yourself from view of the inside as you kind of make the shore and get your raft up and secured. You do notice that there is a very, very clung on layer of slime on the bottom end of the raft.
Ew.
Yeah, very gross.
Hey, Iniara, you want to take care of that?
Yes,
So it
and
doesn't, rot it away or something.
I will do that.
All right. You take a couple of minutes here, and you thoroughly clean your raft.
Takes a bit with participation, but.
Mm-hmm.
On shore, is this shoreline also covered with the slime like the other one is?
Yes. So the initial 10 feet or so that you're on currently seems to still have that kind of marshy effect as you kind of like sink and slurp your way through the mud of the shoreline.
There's no, and we have to walk through some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no like footpath or anything or a dock or anything of that nature. It's just an open dirt kind of mound or so, dirt island. You do notice like bits of grass and things like that that have kind of cropped up over time, but beyond that, it seems like the predominating feature of this is this wooden palisade.
Okay. Do we want to go closer?
Do.
I mean,
that's the whole reason we came out here, so I suppose we should go see who's home.
Yep. Once we get past the muck part, I've cleaned everybody, the muck off of everybody's legs and feet. We don't want
my muck.
I don't
Muck.
I don't think we want that muck on us.
do you
So
want to like stealth through this? Like go quietly,
I
sneak in, and see what we see? Is that a thing we want to do? Are we those type of adventurers?
Yeah.
Well, it's not very
Not
quiet.
very sneaky.
I don't want to draw attention to myself. And then I'm gonna cast mage armor.
Probably a good idea.
all right.
Petunia, are you in the giant Sahuagin form?
No, I'm not.
Do you want to do your thingy again, Petunia, and turn into the big creature?
But this is supposed to be the Grung encampment, not the Sahuagin one, right?
Then turn into a big one of them.
Maybe if I need to. I can't do it a whole lot.
Say it takes a spell slot, doesn't it?
I think it's a once per
It's
day.
part of her Fearball natural abilities.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's just once though, so when it's needed.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could try sneaking in at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well, let's give it a shot. The worst that happens is they come out and attack us.
That is the truth, and I am resigned to accept that fact at this point.
All right, Fink, lead on.
Sneak, 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 sneak.
So as you guys are having this conversation outside of the Grung encampment itself,
I assume like
kind of
here-ish.
huddled around, yeah, I kind of figured, it's not full conversation level. I'm not gonna do that to you at level 2. We'll give it a little bit before that happens, but you do notice that there's this, like the wet slaps of a few frogs kind of hopping around on the inside of it. They don't seem to be like communicating back and forth or anything. You hear the subtle as it kind of hops around. Fig, presuming now that everyone's agreed you're doing the stealth, could you roll me a stealth check?
Can do.
Possibly, I believe disadvantage at the moment, correct? Or am I incorrect on that one?
I thought we.
Oh no, that's right. Technically you don't get that specialization until level 3, but you can tweak your armor for the situation.
Okay.
So yeah, no, you're fine. Just go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Just a straight roll.
Yep. And I'll say all of you kind of notice at this point that under the plates, like the stone plating on Fink's armor, there seems to be like a small layer of cloth as you don't hear the click, click, click anymore, as he walks.
He walks.
Yep, as he walks. I feel like this is a very solid roll.
It's a 0. I couldn't have rolled any lower.
Oh no.
Wow.
My dex is -1, so I just.
You know, oddly, with this fine layer of cloth, it doesn't seem to make a difference. And Iniara, you think back maybe to a moment earlier when you had cleaned all of the grime off of everyone. If maybe that layer was supposed to be there.
I only cleaned on the feet from when we walked through.
Right? Yet somehow, Fink seems to be making sounds as though his stony boots are smacking stone floor. And you're kind of looking at the ground, and it is just like soft mud. Yet this is the sound that is happening.
I don't quite how I get. I'm walking in heels quieter than him.
You hear a.
Can I sneak up against the fence line over here? We're like right behind.
As one of them ducks out of sight as you approach, Fink, jumping down into a hole in the ground.
That's how I jump into a hole.
Well, if he's yelling that, I'm not gonna.
The other two turn, having heard the sounds of the stony armor going. Let's roll initiative as these guys draw a dagger from somewhere. Their horse pockets, I think, is.
Their horse pockets, yes.
Their prison wallet.
I mean, that's another term for it.
I'm sorry, but that was a reference I had to bring up.
I like the horse pocket one from Viva La Dirt Leagues.
Sorry, we're gonna redo that. Sorry, there we go. It still had last time's initiative still in there, so. These ones are green.
These ones are green.
These ones are green.
Oh, can't believe they rolled less than me.
Come on, let me.
Right. No, that was really like continuing the night of me just rolling awful. They got 2s.
That is definitely not the number that I needed.
Petunia, what did you get?
I got it. I accidentally typed 114, which is wrong.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's some great bonus there.
Right? Just when you do it, make sure to hit enter, and it will lock in the value.
It did, I think.
Okay.
It took my 4th try to figure that out.
Yeah, it's for me. I have to use the enter that's by the letters, not on the key number pad.
Dang, really good roll by Iniara. Even kind of lagging behind on this a little bit, Iniara, you get to go first. As you hear Fink's voice call out that there's more of them.
Alright, well, I'm going to, I guess, move this way. Are we doing 5s or are these 10s?
These are all 5s.
Okay.
At least they should all be 5s.
Diagonal is 10, right?
They are. I just usually run it as 5s.
Can I see this one?
I know there's a thing of like there's 5 and then there's 15 and then 20 and then it's 30 or whatever. I normally run off of hexes, so that's how we will still run these squares. I'm being very generous.
Thank you much.
Can I see this guy, or is this just in the way?
If I play around with this, I could probably actually get hexes. Anyway,
is this just in the way of seeing this guy?
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, I would say he's got half cover from you at the moment. You can kind of just make out his green and black froggy form.
But I can technically see him.
Technically, yes.
Alright, I am going to do... What did that say? That was 35 away? I will do Mind Sliver on him. I need an int save, please.
16.
Damn it. That saves.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
I'm good. Just gonna move a little bit back.
Move a little bit. All right, Petunia. Having just snuck up behind Fink, standing just a little bit over his plated armor.
Okay, so what I am going to do first is
So with your height advantage, you could probably, you've got about 1.5 feet or so on Fink, maybe a foot. So you could probably actually like turn and crane your neck around the edge of the palisade and see it.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna move it, I think, because I think that would still be to the best advantage of me in the long run.
Okay.
Even if it puts me in the line of fire at this point. I'm gonna move right about there. I think that's, yeah, that's as far as I go. And I am going to use my Sacred Flame and cast my green flame towards the frog nearest the hole.
Okay. That works for me. Dexterity save of 11.
Ooh, does
pretty
not
positive,
save.
again, is a failure.
It is a failure. Oh, I need to grab
All right,
it.
and again, as a jet of green fire shoots out of Petunia's hands towards the frog.
Ooh, I went fuzzy. That was a 4.
A 4. All right. Seems to connect for a good amount of damage. But this frog, for whatever reason, seems a little stronger than those blue ones. All right. Anything else on your turn?
Use
a bonus action and cast Defuzzy.
Yeah, use a bonus action to cast Defuzzy. Like, I leaned forward to grab a dice, and it went all wonky.
Hey, there we go. Okay, you look better.
Oh, there, that's better. Otherwise, bonus action-wise, no, I'm done.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Iso. Seeing Petunia charge in past Fink, what would you like to do?
As he sees Petunia run inside the palisade, he's just gonna quietly to himself, oh, for the love of, and he's going to run into the fort.
Okay.
Or the palisade, so...
And again, palisade just basically means a very basic fencing for anybody at home.
Okay, he's
usually like 6-8 feet tall, kind of thing.
Gonna use his movement and his action to get right up to the one by Petunia.
Okay.
And then, as a bonus,
pop, as your knees kind of pop a little bit as you book it.
And then as a bonus action, yeah, I mean, why not? He's gonna hold up his warhammer in front of his face, and he's gonna just quietly to himself whisper the name of his goddess Foldre, and the head of his warhammer bursts into flames, and I'm gonna cast Searing Smite.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
So that's a bonus action to do that, and that's my turn.
All right. So Petunia, as you see this happen, and Iso yourself, as your hammerhead ignites with a ball of fire burning into it, it feels cozy. It feels warm to you. And you see the Grung's eyes kind of go wide as the heat of the hammer even begins reaching over to him. Pink. You've witnessed all of this happen so far. Iso comes rushing forward in his large portal form, gets up to the frog, and his hammer just explodes into flames. You're muted.
Do we need combat music too?
Yeah, actually, hey, who would forget something so important? Whoops. Just so you're aware, Fink, though, you are muted.
Let's add to that heat. Bonfire.
Nice.
Nice.
Over top of the same one? Or are you going to do the bottom one?
Yeah, let's hit the bottom one. Why not?
Okay. All right. Ooh, 7 total. So he, again, much like the night before, you just see flames burst out underneath of this frog, and he squelches in pain. 1 point of damage, but it's really not that bad, and he recovers quickly.
Burn, froggy, burn.
More the surprise of it than anything else.
And I've heard that frog legs taste good.
All right.
Don't know if I want to eat these with their slime, but I mean.
That one is immediately gonna just take a moment and just like dance out of the fire, dagger in hand. It licks the blade, and it is going to come up and stab towards Petunia from behind. Oh, word 7 to hit.
I mean, that might hit.
I really like rolling 2s and 3s.
Same.
That's
I like
7.
rolling those numbers too, but misses.
That really misses.
I'm cool with it.
It doesn't really
right.
miss. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. The other one is going to do the same thing as you see it lick, and just that layer of slime coating the dagger, kind of that like wet stringiness off of the dagger as it goes to stab towards Iso. Most likely feebly, because a 9 is not going to make it past your turtle shell, as the dagger kind of scrapes off the side, doing nothing to you. Iniara, back over to you.
Yep,
the two frogs have kind of closed in a bit.
I will move this way, just so I think I can see either of them. And
you could see the bottom one. The top one would still be obscured by the palisade.
all right, that works. I'll just do Mind Sliver on him, or her. It.
Man, why 19?
Fucking.
I can roll well now.
Yeah.
But not. All right. Anything else? As Mind Sliver does not penetrate into this froggy's mind, you kind of feel like it's got some special ability, maybe, to cloud out your mental attacks.
Is that really what's going on, or?
No, it's not really what's going on, but it seems that way.
All right. Well, that's my second turn. No, not wasted, but I mean.
Not wasted.
I feel
You
useless.
tried.
I feel a little useless. I mean, look at the thing there, being awesome, and Petunia and Iso with that flame, and
Your time will come, and before long, you too shall be awesome.
yeah, early level wizards are.
Yeah. The important part is not dying.
Yeah.
Petunia.
Awesome. So the one in front of Iso, I'm going to still aim at, and I'm going to do a Toll the Dead on that one this time, and
Toll the
ring my
Dead.
chorus
Ooh,
spell.
12.
That saves.
I do feel bad about saving on these. I mean, it's exciting when your stuff works.
But do you?
It does, but it's.
But I like doing stuff too, and like abilities are fun.
They are.
But Iso will probably smash soon.
So that's gonna happen. I am then going to.
Having been caught by surprise by your green flame previously, it knows to duck, and it does such with a soft quack.
So instead,
A quack?
Oh, soft quack.
Because it ducked.
Oh, I get it. I was like, it made a quack sound. The frog made a quack.
I haven't made a single dad joke. I gotta make up.
I will
I
take
would
the
like to
psychic
take,
damage off that one.
yeah, psychic damage.
Yes.
Yeah, just a D4, so it's not too serious.
Well, shit, I rolled a 4, so
Yeah.
Iniara's dead now. I mean,
Iniara's dead.
I'm just gonna stay here. I don't really have anything else to do, so I'm gonna stay here, and my green flame just kind of fizzled as it shot past.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. Iso, flaming hammer. What would you like to do? I feel like there's a very epic description happening at the moment that I can't hear.
And yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
I know, right?
Yeah, I was muted, sorry. He's just gonna like stare down at it, and he's just gonna do a big overhanded swing down towards its head.
All right. Nice. Go ahead and roll.
So that is 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
Alright, so that is 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And
how many points of smoking frog damage?
let's see if there's a bonus to it. Oh, I could just, it's just like 6. An extra 3 points of fire damage.
All right. That is enough. As you swing down with your hammer, connecting solidly, there's a as the fire takes hold and just starts to burn everything around that it touches. And as you kind of pull your hammer back, there is a nice charred crater in this frog from where your hammer impacted. And it does not move, it does not twitch, it is just stone cold dead.
There's that look of small remorse that crosses his face, but then also duty and resolve as he looks back over his shoulder at Petunia and the one by her, and he will backpedal and come to the side of this one, look down at him and go, "You're next."
Oh my god.
Right? Think!
You go, Iso! And I will. I'll just cast bonfire again onto the other one. I don't know.
All right.
I think I might be a little scared of Iso now, though. Looking at that crater.
Come on.
Maybe.
I
only
just want to
still
move
slightly
what's currently there. All right, we'll just draw a new one. This one's blue because I didn't click the right color.
Which one's blue? Is there a new one?
19 on the save. Yeah, there's a new one.
Oh, a fire. I thought you were meaning a blue frog, and I was like,
No, just a blue bonfire this time.
blue bonfire. Okay.
It seems like what was underneath the frog this time caused the flames to shift just a little bit. And a 19, I think, is a save. So, does it take half damage on that one or no damage because it's
I
cantrip?
want to say it's no damage.
Okay.
I think so. There's not many cantrips that let you do damage if they make the save.
Right, yeah.
Right.
It just
If
says
any.
must succeed
8th
or
level
take damage.
evocation wizard.
Oh, 8th level does.
Okay. All right. So for now, it saves. All right.
I don't think I'm gonna do anything else.
You see this one. Yeah, assuming you don't have anything else in your turn.
Well, can I move and just take a look down in the hole?
Sure.
Yeah.
Gladly. So you kind of move across and do that, kind of dodging just past Petunia to avoid any melee in that regard.
You're right, I did that.
Yep. And you look down, and there is kind of a steep, muddy slope going down into the ground, maybe 15 feet, before it kind of disappears in what appears to be a hallway after that.
Okay. That's it.
So, all right. This guy is going to kind of look up at the giant turtle next to it, look over at the giant fear ball next to it. You see a giant bubble kind of move down its throat as it swallows hard. And it just kind of, and then tries to run.
Rise.
And you see it kind of like flail as it kind of runs forward. So presumably Eso, Petunia, and Fink would get an attack of opportunity here, as this thing is trying to book it for the hole.
I would rather follow
I'll
it
swing.
than hit it. I want to see where it's going.
Okay.
But it could call for reinforcements.
Yeah, it could.
Go ahead. I'm not. But you
One of them already popped down there. I don't know who else saw that. But...
I'll take a swing at it as it moves away.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I will too.
Ooh,
got a
yeah,
9.
Natural.
Either
Natural
natural.
19
Okay.
plus 5, 24.
The 9 will miss, the 24 will hit.
Okay, 5 points of bludgeoning. And, max damage, 6 points of fire.
Ooh, dang. All right. And with that, it does not get very far. Makes it to the other side of Eso. Just as you're about to swing, Fink, all you're left with is kind of like a frog splayed out with a smoking hole in its back as it kind of crashes to the ground, and you swing over top where it was supposed to be and just kind of get nothing.
Nice job.
You. And as he pulls the warhammer up out of the the frog carcass, there's all that viscera and stuff on the end of the warhammer, and you watch as it all kind of just bubbles under the heat of the flames on the warhead.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it rises with a bit of a black smoke before kind of clearing up, and the hammer itself is clean.
That's a cool trick.
Very.
Pretty cool trick.
Well, no trick about it. It was my goddess's blessing. I
Give me
simply
one of those.
invoke her name and she aids me in battle.
Same.
If you would like the same, you could always join the church.
I've already got one that I would worship.
My family tried. It didn't work.
Maybe another time then. Anyway, what do you see over there, Fink?
It slopes about 15 feet down and then kind of levels off. There was a frog creature that jumped down here. Might be telling his friends about us.
No, more
What do
than
you
likely.
say we just keep going?
I say at least we say hello if they're coming out to greet us.
Meet 'em halfway?
Looking
Get
at the
the legs
inside of
off.
this palisade, sorry to cut in.
Go ahead.
Interrupt.
It's fine.
You kind of see that it more or less is just kind of like, again, that same marshy feel that the rest of the area has been. As the heat of the battle kind of dies down, you kind of take it in a bit more. On the far southern side of the map, so the bottom part here, towards the bottom of the palisade, you see some very rough, thrown together lean-tos. There seems to be an assortment of weapons and some other like food supplies. That's about all. That's all you see at the surface level.
Can I walk over to the hole?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's like in the hole. And then I'm going to touch the 7-leaf clover. I'm going to cast light.
All right. Easy enough.
The clover, so that I have some light going into a dark tunnel.
All right. And oddly enough, your light is actually hued slightly green.
Yes.
Okay. I will make sure to grant you light.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I'd move over, sorry.
Iso's gonna go down to the southern part of the camp and look at some of those weapons and see if any of them happen to be an axe.
Good idea.
All right. You go over to the pile of tools and weapons, and you see there are an assortment of daggers, much like the ones you guys have either been stuck with or have seen. There's some smaller knives used more for filleting and carving of things. And oddly enough, yes, there is a hatchet that was kind of, it looks like it's kind of dull. It might have been used to hack together the encampment you're seeing.
Well, he definitely takes the axe, ties that up in the rope. How many daggers were there?
Do you want me to
there's
sharpen
6.
that for you quick?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you want me to sharpen that for you quick before you put it away?
Oh, yes, thank you, Fink. Here you are. Ooh, that was quick. And then he's gonna scoop up all 6 of the daggers.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Easy enough.
And as he walks back over, he will hand one dagger to Iniara and be like, "You might want to clean it first." One to Fink. "Would you like another one?" Junior?
Yeah, I could always. Could always
Could
use
always use a
another.
dagger. You never know.
I mean, we'll
You're
cook.
muted.
Never know.
I have one. I think I'll be good. But thanks if you want to keep an extra one on you, just in case.
Yep, so I'll hand over the daggers to anyone who wants them and keep the rest.
Okay.
What was the food stuff looking like?
Honestly, it looked like it was kind of just a pile of mostly rotten fruit. There were some fish, didn't look very appetizing either.
Maybe doing
just
some
kind
noise
of
but
like-
to him.
Right, fair point, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it kind of, all of it looked like it was a bit rotten. Not sure if that's necessarily what the frogs eat, or if this is just kind of a dumping area.
It's a little past for my liking. Well, shall we continue on?
I don't think we have any other way.
So Petunia, after you touch your 7-leaf clover and begin to emit light, you kind of look down, and again, you kind of see like a 15-foot or so sloped entrance and you maybe get about 5 feet of hallway before it just kind of curves out of sight.
Well, who's coming with?
I'll go with.
Just you, bye.
I immediately say that and I start stepping down with my headlamp.
Okay. Perfect.
Solid.
I'll go down
right.
and.
Following. I'll bring
So,
actually,
mhm.
I was
You
gonna
were
say
saying?
we need a marching order because I probably would be close to the person who's casting light.
Sure. So as you kind of step down, you realize that it is actually a fairly wide area. Still basically made entirely of dirt for the first little section. But you guys find that you are able to like stand 2 by 2, shoulder to shoulder, without too much discomfort at the moment. But as the slope continues, you notice that the overall size of it starts to go down. And you're left with a ceiling that stands about 4.5 feet tall.
Oh, we're all crouchy.
Ooh.
So you
Yeah.
all effectively need to crouch your way through this
Crawl.
area. Yeah, almost.
As someone who's almost as tall as my character, I will have to crawl.
Yeah. It is very not comfortable.
I'm not that bad. I'm 5'4", so just a slight stoop for me.
I don't remember what I put for her height, but I think it was gonna. Oh no, because drow females are taller.
Correct.
Right. She's taller than me, which doesn't take much.
Probably about 5'9".
I was just about to look up what their
I got you.
suggested range is for them.
So Petunia, are you leading the way then?
I would until we got to the point where I started getting to the point where I would have to crawl, and I'd be like, hey, if I get stuck in the tunnel, it might and clog, it might be an issue. Someone might want to go in front. But my light still lasts.
Right.
It gets to a point where it would probably be unintelligent.
Who we want?
You do unfortunately find that that becomes the case very quickly.
Oh, I didn't get very far.
It's quite
You made it
alright.
down the slope.
Made it down the slope.
Yep. Because that was all still fairly open air up until it kind of started to go more into the tunnel section.
Okay,
Wow.
point.
All right. So, as the few of you start to move forward a little bit here, you find yourself in a very tight hallway at the moment. And I'll just use Pink's vision as a marker to see what pretty much the maximum amount you can see, which is very accurate at this moment. But as you kind of come to the overall entrance here, if you will, it does open up again a little bit. Petunia, you can stoop, and I mean, you'd be kind of more hunched down. You don't need to crawl through all of this. But there is some writing immediately up on the wall. It seems like somebody has hung a sign, and it is in a very weird, jagged-looking script. Looks oddly similar to that of the Sahuagin that you saw earlier. Like the same kind of carving into its body.
I will definitely approach to go see what it said.
Okay. And Iso, assuming you move forward, you would be able to read this as well. The sign written in Aquan reads, "Only you can prevent workplace accidents. Choose the right path."
Not what I was expecting.
My rule of thumb is always
Grung
left.
OSHA is very serious.
Well, should we flip a coin?
Did you read it out loud or no?
I would.
All right.
I definitely would be reading it out loud because it's not a language I was familiar with before learning these magical things. I would be very intrigued.
Did it say to use the right path?
Choose the right path. I would vote choosing the right path.
Yeah, correct. We want the correct path.
Unless that's what they want you to think. Maybe we should go
It's a
left.
riddle.
I'm all for the left.
Split the party!
I'm for the right path. I mean, this isn't
we
a
don't-
very common language to find written, so
Well, if there's more signs, it might be good to have Petunia in the front, so perhaps we go right.
Take the
For
front again.
me,
Or you, yeah.
after you, Petunia.
Alright. So are we going to the right?
I think that's the...
Yep.
That's what the sign says.
Yep.
So I go to
Alright.
the right, and I stand in the entrance of the tunnel.
Okay.
And
You kind of look down the hallway, and it's empty.
it's an empty hallway. I'm gonna
Alright.
move down the hallway about halfway.
One thing you do start to notice, though, as you kind of move further in here, the dirt of the exterior and the floor itself begins to shift to more of a stone-like substance called stone.
Called stone.
But it looks not necessarily carved, but more of a natural formed kind of hallway, oddly enough.
Like a cavern?
Sort of. I mean, it's still kind of like tubular. It's not. It doesn't expand out greatly by any means. It's whether some creature chewed its way through or whatever.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
this is the hallway that was created.
Okay.
Kind of moving down. No issues as you begin to walk down the right side of the path.
Oh, one more? Can I get to the corner?
Sure.
Get to the corner.
So I'm gonna see your vision here real quick.
I mean, I'm a beacon, so at this point.
No, you're a beacon. You look off to the left and you see a little chair and a red grung kind of just lazily put its hand on the side of its face, just kind of waiting, looking down the left side, kind of looks over, acknowledges you, and continues looking down the left side of the path.
Let's go this way, guys. And I go this way. I go straight as if I'm like walking behind him, kind of like against the wall. Like
You see the red grung kind of look over. Ribbit, and he kind of points to the doorway behind him, which is where you're heading now.
Oh, I'm along the back wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no issues. Just let you through.
Okay. I'm going that way. Going right here.
Careful, Iniara, you don't want to stray from the past.
No, I know. I was just like, there's a little corner there that I can try to...
Yeah, it's not easy to get onto that one.
Mm.
So she went this way? Like, over this way?
Yeah, so
Okay.
she went down the path and seemed to go to the right out of sight. And you look and you see, again, that same red grung that I just had described that you are now kind of coming in contact to. Kind of returns, kind of rests its face on the side of its, or with its hand. Kind of looks over as you guys kind of clatter through, and it acknowledges, again, points to the hallway that Petunia had walked down, or the new section Petunia had walked down. Kind of goes back, leans back in its chair again, and
Bored.
seems to be monitoring the hallways. Bored.
I kind of motion that I'm going to go down forward because I see that an open space in front of me.
Okay.
I'd like to tap Esau on the shoulder and just say, hey, do you think we should just ask him for some of his body slime? He could give it to us. You guys seem to be collecting it.
I mean, I don't want it.
I mean, to be fair,
I see
the
so
ones we've
many
been
uses
taking,
for it.
We haven't had the need to ask because we killed them.
I wonder where the green one went that hopped down here. Like,
I'm curious what the green one does. And the red one now.
Hey, Miniara, you hold him down and we'll pour the slime out of him.
Do you want me to touch him?
I was just kidding.
Oh, apologies. A small oddity that you notice on that red. He is actually wearing clothing.
Oh.
Ribbit?
Yep, has a kind of like a brown, like you'd call it like a button-down brown T-shirt that kind of cuts off around what we would consider an elbow, and it looked like he was kind of wearing pants, like brown slacks as well.
I guess I'll call out an Aquan to him. Rough day?
Ribbit.
Don't understand. Just ribbit it.
wait, didn't you speak ribbit at one point? Not ribbit, but...
Nope, no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Does it seem
Wait.
odd to anyone else that there's frogs in a structure like that? I mean, frogs can't build like this.
I can. Maybe they
That
just got
sounds
lucky.
frogist.
Oh, did he say that, or is...
No, that was just me.
That was just you? Yeah.
Just me making side comments. Nothing new.
Do I see anything in this large room, or can I move forward without?
So in this room, you see kind of an entire line of bunk beds. There are 7 in total. And at the edge of each one of them is like a little foot locker. And as you would expect, there's like slimy remains of people, or frogs, not people, frogs, opening and closing it over time. Kind of, there's just that kind of like gross, very obvious residue.
Any obvious colors?
Any red looking residue that we could maybe gather?
Why don't you roll investigation checks as you kind of examine the slime?
Oh man, I need to switch these dice. Oh, 13.
13. Yeah, you do find some red. Kind of looking around, you also find some purple, some orange, and some gold, as well as green and blue.
Is it changing colors again?
No. As you kind of take a moment and really investigate these a little bit, unlike the lake water, these remain the same tinted shade.
Each box has its own color, basically, or?
Yes. Blue has been given 2 boxes.
Do we want to collect some pure samples here?
Mm-hmm.
You have containers.
I do. Do I have containers and vials with a herbal kit? Does that have that stuff?
Depends on how much you want, because I have vials and I also have a few glass bottles.
I want one of every color. She'll experiment.
Gotta collect them all.
Yeah, right?
That's why I asked. I mean, If we wanted to dump the other ones that had the...
We don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
I think we should keep those because if they're different, they might not be from the frogs themselves. They could be from something else.
It's true.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Oh, it does come with pouches and vials. I will use my vials, and I will try to get... Does it look like we could take some of that gunk?
Some of it looks like it's a little fresher. A lot of it looks like it is older, kind of dried residue.
All right, so it's not ones we could really collect.
Fresh, like wet samples by any means. I mean, you could scrape off some of the other colors, like the dried residues, but
no, I want the slimy stuff.
The only ones that are still kind of more wet are the orange and the purple.
Is it wet enough in a way where we can put them in a vial, or do we need to get more from a actual frog?
If you're creative enough, you could probably scrape a little sample.
I want a bigger
you'd
sample.
Be able to fill like maybe a quarter of your vial with each color. So not very much at all.
I'm not sure if it's worth it then to try. Thinking about it, I should have done it on the green ones when we were up there, but I didn't even dawn on me.
I'm gonna move a little bit further down the hallway while they scrape the chests. That's what they're called.
Sure. So as you begin moving again, very thankful for the light you have cast because you realize this place is dark. Which then leads you kind of to the conclusion that you wonder, the Grung never had any light. Curious. You make your way towards the end of that room and notice that a hallway kind of juts off to the right, just out of it. There are no doors. It is a very open concept in that regard.
Yeah.
Also counting the bunks, there are 14 total beds.
Okay.
For any relevance you would like to make that of.
Right to the corner.
We can account for 3. 2 green and 1 red. And maybe a couple of blues from last night.
There's like five from last night.
Yeah, there were 5 blue ones last night.
Mm-hmm.
They were given 2 beds, which would be 4.
Unless these aren't all their beds.
That's true.
Anyway, I'm gonna try to sneakily peer around the corner with my headlights, mind you.
Yeah, no worries. As you kind of peer around the corner, you look down and the hall continues on for another 20 feet before it starts to kind of turn at a left angle. And your light doesn't do you any good past that. It doesn't bend around corners for you.
Well, so far so good. The one we met was nice.
Yeah, I'm still a little weirded out by that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems very... I don't necessarily want to say friendly, but it didn't attack us.
It did not.
So again, as you continue, the same it's not carved. Again, it seems like a very naturally formed hallway. Again, depending on how it's either tons of flow of water at a very consistent pressure, or some creature again has chosen to eat through for this. Again, and at this point, the hall is still enough where Petunia you need to stoop, and you kind of feel like this might be the natural ceiling height at this point. It's not comfortable by any means. But as you continue to walk forward, this hallway kind of continues, and you see the hall bend to the left. Coming to the end of that, you see it continues off to the left, but about midway down on the next chunk, there is another branch to the right. Kind of a T intersection at this point.
Well, guys, right or left?
Any signs that tell us otherwise? Or
Right?
Yeah, anyone writing?
Yeah, actually, as you kind of look along, Petunia, you notice on this wall, towards the corner there is another sign written in Aquan that reads, "Beware the long tunnel." And as you kind of move towards that sign, you notice that this area is really an H hallway section. There are 4 different ways you could go, 3 excluding the one you came from.
Oh. Okay.
I know some of these diagonals are not friendly towards squares.
I know. I was like, oh, how do I sit there? Yeah, it's an H hallway, guys. So there's 3 directions to choose from.
The other thing you do notice is there does seem to be grung footprints and other footprints in general. All of you are able to take note of this, as there's some wet residue on the ground going in all directions. It doesn't necessarily seem like there's any one that they favor more than another. The tracks themselves kind of cross back and forth a bunch. Except for the hallway on the top left. There's only a few that go in and out of that direction. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a slope. I think that actually...
does it look like it's a longer tunnel?
Slopes down again. They all currently look like they're long tunnels, from what you can see. Everything that you have looked at so far all appears to be the same length.
Do we go up? Up, down, or left? Those are...
Follow whichever one
Looks most used.
well traveled.
I think up and down were the 2 most traveled. So which one was?
At the very least, I think we should avoid the one that's least traveled. I don't have.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Especially with a sign that says to beware.
Is there another sign on this wall at all?
Just that sign that says beware the long tunnel.
Well, it didn't really say anything about accidents this time, so maybe we're gonna be okay. Either way.
I like that idea. I think we should go up and follow those tracks since the tracks went up.
Yep.
Up and to the
We
right?
just need to pick
Yeah, up and to the right.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Yeah, I know. Where do we?
So, as you begin approaching that area, you hear the sounds of several grung conversing. One of them appears to be quite agitated, judging by the very rapid riveting that is occurring.
I can actually see one a little bit further all the way down. Unless, does her bright light actually hinder me from that?
No. I could actually find nowhere in the rulebook that specifically states that like a light spell or anything should affect you guys in that regard. You would just see past that normal vision as you should normally.
Way over here.
And Petunia sees a long, dark, empty space.
I do see a large empty space.
So, would it be like we see that part normally and then our dark vision kicks in after it?
Correct.
So everything after that's
So
grayscale.
you would see, from what you can see, think, just take a hold of your vision. You see a gray frog at the end, towards the end of your vision.
Is that Is that the one that seems to be getting berated? Or doing the
No.
berating?
That one seems to be turned and looking towards the left side of the room, which could be where the berating is coming from. You don't know. Seems to be watching intently that direction. But what you do notice with Petunia and Fink, both of your visions, you can kind of tell that this room is filled with some crates, as the walls, Fink for sure, on the very end of the room that you can see, there are crates on the back side of it, and on either side of that entranceway, there are crates that kind of seem to stack up a little askew.
Nobody speaks frog, right? We cleared that up earlier.
I think we have Aquin, but we don't know about
Doesn't appear
theirs.
to be. Right. It seems
I
that
don't know.
Grom
Is it really?
is very species specific.
Well, I don't see them yet, so I'm going to move forward. 5 feet. Still don't see them. But I can hear them, you said?
You can hear them. All of you can hear them. As the ribbiting kind of echoes briefly down the hallway.
Okay, so I move there. And is that the end of the hallway, or is there still one more block? I think there's still one
You
more
technically
block.
have one more block, and you would be at like the entrance towards that room.
Okay, I go straight
And
up.
what you see is a frog. That one is also turned in towards facing left. And as you are at the entrance of this room, you can definitely tell that the berating and the extra riveting and everything is definitely coming from the left side of this room.
Okay. Guys, there's some frogs arguing up here.
Somebody
The girl-
definitely did not follow orders, or did not do a good job at something.
It's not written, so I can't understand.
As you kind of come closer to it, you see the frog that is visible to you, Petunia, and now Fink as well. I think Fink actually can see. Yeah. You see this frog, which I know looks kind of blue at the moment, is actually purple, and it turns and ribbit points towards the door as you two are standing there, and with that, all of them kind of turn, and you hear ribbit, 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 as they begin to move in a little bit closer. All of them drawing a dagger, except for one, which holds a gnarled, withered staff. And we'll cut there again, starting
Ooh, a
combat
staff.
yet again.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, for Fink, you can see a gold one holding the gnarled, withered staff. There is a green one conversing with it, presumably the one that you saw disappear the first time around, and then two purple ones. Again, each of them is their normal color with black spotting all over it as well. So these are just variations of poison dart frogs in different colors, kind of thing. Each with their own, presumably their own flavor to their poison.
Can't see shit off of that.
Right.
I know.
And I know this is a little bit harder for everyone that is seeing via Eniara's line of sight, and seeing the vision in general is usually a lot better than what Petunia and Iso can see. But Roll20 allows for the ability for us to view lines of sight as your character truly would. So in this regard, this is a very tight, very narrow hallway corridor map that really exemplifies that, like, you can only see 10, 15 feet at most each time. It's not a, okay, I know this path curves up to the left. That isn't possible here.
Yeah, I like
So
that
those
we
with
can't
extra
tell.
vision get a little bit more, but it's really not much more with what we're working with.
Right.
But again, we'll do the purposes of YouTube bit here and say we'll see everyone next week, and stay safe.
Good night.
Night.